What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Sociable Sold, a daily marketing podcast helping you grow your business using content. What questions are you asking when it comes to metrics and things that you're hoping that your content is going to do for you? I'm a really big believer that the questions that you ask show me where your values really are. So you could say all day long, I value quality. But if every time I turn around and try to deliver quality for you, you're asking me how fast can we get this done? How soon can we get this done? Can we move that deadline closer? What you're telling me by the questions that you're asking is that you really value speed. You don't really value quality. We do this with our kids too, right? We tell them like, I don't really care about your test grades. I really just want you to try your best, show me that you're learning, be a good friend. But then as soon as they walk in their door, it's like, well, what did you make on that test? That's where your values really lie. So when we're looking at our content and we're trying to determine how it's performing, the questions that we ask reveal a lot about what we're hoping that our content is going to do for us. So let's break down some of those questions and maybe ask, what should you really be asking? So if you post a video and the first thing that you question is, why didn't it go viral? I would change that question to, do we need it to go viral? Like, what do we really need from our content? If we're hoping for virality, there are certain things that you can do to get the algorithm to favor your content. But if you're a business owner and you're posting content hoping it will go viral, do you really need it to go viral? Or do you need to be posting content that's going to be consistently putting new warm leads in your pipeline? What would you rather have? Virality does not always equal leads. Virality often equals controversy. Virality might not be the thing that you need. So what do you really need your content to be doing for you, and is going viral really it? If we post a video and then we feel like, I didn't get enough likes, why am I not getting likes on this content? The real question you need to be asking is my content aligned with my audience? You can see yesterday's podcast where we talk a little bit more about that idea. Am I saying something that makes my audience go, oh yeah, me too, click, oh yeah, I'm there, heart, oh yeah, I want to see this later, I'm going to save it. So the question isn't, why aren't we getting more likes? The question is, what is stopping us from aligning our content with our audience? If I post something and the first question I have is, why am I not getting enough comments? The question we should be asking is, do we need to shift our messaging to create something that's more engaging, to engage with, for people to comment on, and for people to talk with you about? Maybe we need to be asking a question instead of telling people about our services. Maybe we need to say something a little bit more controversial. Maybe we need to be clear about where we stand on something so we can say something that's a little bit of a hot take and take some of the heat that's going to come in our comments. Maybe we're playing it too safe. So the question is, do we need to adjust our positioning in order to create something that's a little bit more engaging for people to actually engage with? Are we too in the middle? If I post a video and I'm disappointed it didn't get enough shares, why is it not getting shares? The question I need to be asking is, do I need to adjust my brand's quality and brand positioning? The level of quality really depends on your audience. If you're like a luxury real estate guy and you want people to be sharing your stuff has to look luxury, and your audience has to be connected with that as well. So when you post and then they reshare it, they have something that they align with. They have something that they post that makes them look good. When it comes to positioning in your messaging, are you posting something that is going to make people in your circle go, oh, me too, I'm going to share this? Or, oh, my people get this. Like, oh, this is totally us. Oh, this is something we would laugh at. Oh, this is something we would do. Or this is something we all agree with. Or this is important and I feel like my people need to know this. Those are the reasons that we all share other people's content. So are you giving your audience those reasons within your positioning, your messaging, and the way that you're saying what you're saying in your content? If I post something and the first question I ask is, why am I not getting more followers from my content? The question you really need to be asking is, am I posting consistently, and am I posting something that's aligned with my audience? This means that you cannot get bored and give up easily. Think about the last few strangers that you followed on any given platform. When I think about the last people I followed, people I didn't know, I have no connection to, it's not my friend that I'm following, I had to see similar videos from them multiple times, 3, 4, 5 times before I was finally like, oh, I should follow this girl. It is very rare that the first video someone sees of yours is gonna be like, oh, done, I'm in. It has to be really captivating for that to be true. And not all of your content is going to be that way. Consistently, though, showing up, I think about, I just followed a skincare girl. She posted 3 or 4 skincare tutorials that were really similar. And I was like, oh yeah, I get it. Oh, I understand what you're doing. I'm in. The same for another girl I just followed who does like whole house resets. I'm a sucker for like cleaning and organizing content. She posts the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And it kept showing up on my page. And finally I was like, oh yeah, I just need to follow you. After 3 or 4 of the same video. So this is one of the biggest mistakes I see clients making. They get bored with their content and they assume their audience is also bored with their content. You cannot give up that easily. And you cannot give up without a good reason. You don't start a business because you think it'll be fun and exciting and you just want it in your heart. You start a business, I mean, sometimes that's why we start businesses and then we're in trouble. You start a business because you have a solution or a product that's going to solve someone's problem, and you're going to have to sell that solution over and over and over and over and over and over again. You're going to have to be constantly putting that back in front of people to get them to buy from you. It's the same with content. We don't start content because it's going to be so much fun. We're going to be an influencer. If you are building a business and you're using content to do that, you cannot be in it for the fun and the exciting and the novelty of it. You have to be in it for the consistency and the value. And that means you're going to be making videos where you're going, I know I've said this 100 times. And maybe we get creative with how we say it, but we're looking at metrics to decide that and not our own level of boredom to decide that. I see clients give up just before they're about to reach that point where they're clicking with their audience, and just before they reach that point where they're getting consistent people in their inbox buying from them because they're bored. Like, it is just such a non-reason to give up on creating content. Like, I believe creating content for your business should be one of the most fun things you get to do. But I recognize that, yeah, you're going to have to do the same thing over and over again. I think the fun part comes when you start to get traction with it. And that takes a certain level of self-awareness. It takes a level of being willing to look at your stuff and go, hey, this isn't working, or hey, I'm really bad at this and I got to get better. It takes a certain amount of being able to look in the mirror. That part's hard. And it takes a certain level of being able to stick with it. And that is tricky. But as far as like a really great reason to throw it all away, being bored is not one of them. And it's not one that I'm going to let you get away with. So if that's what you're coming here for, no. So if you want to create better content, ask better questions. If you want to create content that hits differently, make sure you're asking the right questions when you're looking at your metrics. And you're not looking at it just because you heard some coach tell you it should be this way, or you're seeing your peers doing it and it should be this way. What matters most is your connection with your audience. Are you asking the right questions to make sure your content is fully aligned with that audience so that they are bought in, ready to go, follow you anywhere? That's what you want. Asking, why am I not getting followers, is not going to get your content there. Asking, how can I shape my messaging, my positioning? So how do we get better? We ask better questions. I want to know what questions you have. How about that for a transition? Drop a comment, let me know, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Okay, bye.